He taught me, all the mathematical tables, and by the time I got into third grade, she's just passed all the standardized tests up to 12th grade.
Sunny Hostin's professional trajectory was emblematic of a stellar career marked by legal expertise and media prominence. As a respected legal analyst and a celebrated co-host of The View, she was known for her incisive commentary on issues of justice, ethics, and accountability. For years, her insights elevated the daytime talk show, making it a unique space for intelligent debate amidst the usual chatter of daytime television. Her reputation as a former prosecutor lent an air of credibility to the program, setting it apart from its competitors and cementing her role as a key figure in shaping its narrative. However, this very credibility came under intense scrutiny when a series of allegations against her personal life began to surface.
Right? They had a vision of how do we create community.
Creating a stark contrast between her public image and the accusations leveled against her. The unraveling began quietly, with whispers of her husband's entanglement in a federal investigation involving alleged racketeering and insurance fraud. At first, the rumors seemed too far-fetched to align with Sunny's spotless track record. After all, she had built her career on prosecuting complex criminal cases and advocating for justice. Yet, the murmurs grew louder, and soon the media spotlight turned its focus toward her household, suggesting that the very values she championed on television might be compromised in her personal life. The tipping point came when federal agents conducted a raid, targeting offices linked to her husband's business dealings.
And create a space where we are welcome in a country where we are not welcome. That was the goal, has been the goal, and they have really maintained that.
The resulting footage showing her husband being led away in handcuffs was replayed relentlessly across cable news channels, with phrases like organized scheme and financial improprieties dominating the headlines. The public watched in disbelief as this personal drama unfolded, seemingly in direct contradiction to Sunny's public persona as a paragon of integrity. Questions arose about whether her proximity to the scandal could taint not only her career, but also the reputation of The View, a show that had long thrived on its ability to engage audiences with discussions about morality and responsibility. As the legal turmoil surrounding Sunny Hostin's husband escalated, it became increasingly clear that the scandal would not remain confined to her personal life. Speculation mounted over the implications for Sunny herself and her role on The View. Social media became a hotbed of theories, ranging from plausible to outright sensational, about whether she had any involvement in her husband's alleged activities. The public's fascination with the case grew exponentially, driven by her status as a legal expert who had built a career on dissecting the intricacies of justice. The situation took a dramatic turn when Sunny became the target of a civil lawsuit that sought an eye-popping $100 million in damages.
15 women have accused him of sexual assault. We've heard about the Stormy Daniels story.
The claims against her, initially vague, suggested that she had either directly participated in or indirectly benefited from the alleged insurance fraud scheme. Plaintiffs accused her of leveraging her legal expertise to facilitate the concealment of fraudulent activities, a narrative that struck a chord with the public and amplified the scandal's reach. Though her attorneys vehemently denied the allegations, arguing that the lawsuit was an opportunistic attempt to exploit her high-profile status, the sheer magnitude of the claim made it impossible to ignore. The mounting pressure began to affect her position on The View. While Sunny maintained a composed demeanor on air, viewers and industry insiders noticed a palpable shift in the show's dynamic. Segments that once thrived on lively, unscripted debates now felt tense and carefully choreographed, as her co-hosts seemed uncertain about how to navigate the situation. The tension was not lost on the audience, who took to social media to comment on the awkwardness and speculate about the future of the show.
That he allegedly paid $130,000.
Were you pissed that she canceled on your show?
I was.
Meanwhile, sponsors began expressing concerns about their association with a program embroiled in such a high-profile controversy, further jeopardizing its standing. Despite the growing storm, Sunny clung to the hope that the lawsuit would be discredited and the scandal would pass. She chose not to address the allegations directly, opting instead to continue appearing on the show with a professional smile. Behind the scenes, however, the walls were closing in. ABC announced an internal review of the situation, fueling speculation that Sunny's days on The View might be numbered. As news outlets continued to unearth details about the federal probe and the civil lawsuit, the controversy seemed poised to reach a boiling point. The situation spiraled further out of control when the verdict in Sunny Hostin's civil lawsuit was announced. The court ruled against her, awarding the plaintiffs a staggering $100 million in damages. Legal commentators were taken aback, not only by the sheer magnitude of the judgment, but by the implications of the verdict itself. Although Sunny had not faced criminal charges, the civil court's decision painted a damning picture of her alleged involvement. The judge's ruling cited her willful ignorance of red flags and suggested that she had financially benefited, directly or indirectly, from the fraudulent scheme.
I was reluctant to share it, actually.
Why?
I will tell you. Because I knew that it would get pickup.
The fallout was immediate and far-reaching. Public sentiment, which had been split between support and skepticism, turned decisively against Sunny. Critics seized on the opportunity to label her a hypocrite, pointing to her history of calling for moral accountability from public figures while allegedly failing to uphold the same standards in her personal life. Social media exploded with condemnation, memes, and biting commentary, much of it portraying her as emblematic of the very corruption she had once denounced.
I knew that it would be Sunny Hostin from The View. And
So what?
I know.
But this happened to you. You weren't lying.
It happened.
Longtime fans of The View expressed feelings of betrayal, while skeptics and detractors reveled in the scandal. Within The View, the atmosphere grew increasingly untenable. Co-hosts who once shared a camaraderie with Sunny appeared visibly uncomfortable during on-air segments, navigating discussions with careful avoidance of her legal troubles. Behind the scenes, tensions boiled over as producers struggled to manage the growing backlash. Sponsors began to pull their advertisements, unwilling to associate their brands with the controversy. The show's trademark frankness and bold debates gave way to an air of caution and unease, signaling a shift that did not go unnoticed by its dedicated audience. The verdict also placed ABC in an unenviable position. The network faced mounting pressure to act decisively in the wake of the scandal, both to preserve its reputation and to appease advertisers.
But I will tell you, right after it happened, I went over to Joy Behar's house. And she said, "What's wrong with you? You're not your usual self." And I told her, and she said, "We're talking about this on the show."
Emergency meetings were convened as executives weighed their options, ultimately leading to the announcement that The View would be canceled, effective immediately. For a program that had been a mainstay of daytime television for decades, the abrupt end was both shocking and symbolic of the scandal's destructive power. The network's decision marked the end of an era and underscored the extent to which Sunny's legal troubles had come to define not only her career, but the legacy of the show itself. The cancellation of The View sent shockwaves through the television industry and its loyal audience. For decades, the show had been a cornerstone of daytime television, known for its spirited debates and its ability to tackle pressing cultural and political issues. Its abrupt termination highlighted the fragility of even the most enduring institutions when faced with scandals of this magnitude. The decision left many viewers disoriented, grappling with the sudden loss of a program that had become part of their daily routine. Behind the scenes, the consequences were equally jarring. Staff members, many of whom had worked on the show for years, found themselves abruptly unemployed with little warning. From production assistants to camera operators, the ripple effects of the scandal extended far beyond Sunny Hostin herself. Some voiced their frustrations privately, lamenting that they were collateral damage in a controversy they had no part in. For others, the end of The View felt like the loss of a cultural institution, one that had provided a unique platform for women's voices and fostered meaningful conversations on national television. Public reaction to the cancellation was deeply divided. Loyal fans mourned the loss of a program they felt had given them a sense of community and connection, while critics argued that the scandal left ABC with no choice but to end the show. On social media, hashtags like "More Justice for Sunny" and "One Rip the View" trended simultaneously, reflecting the polarized views surrounding the fallout. Some saw Sunny as a scapegoat and sympathized with her plight, while others felt the scandal was proof of her moral failings and saw the show's end as a necessary consequence. Industry analysts debated whether the cancellation could have been avoided if ABC had acted sooner or differently. Some suggested that the network could have distanced itself from the controversy by encouraging Sunny to step down or take a temporary leave of absence. Others argued that the damage was too extensive by the time the lawsuit gained traction, and that any attempt to salvage the show would have been futile. Regardless of the what-ifs, the decision to cancel The View signaled that ABC had prioritized its reputation and business interests above the legacy of the program. In the days following the announcement, the ripple effects extended beyond ABC and its audience. The scandal sparked a broader conversation about accountability in the media and the responsibilities of networks when their hosts become embroiled in controversy. Questions arose about how networks should handle such situations, and whether the public demands for immediate action leave room for due process or rehabilitation. For The View, however, these questions came too late. The damage had already been done, and the show's sudden end marked a definitive conclusion to its once celebrated legacy. In the aftermath of The View's cancellation, the scandal surrounding Sunny Hostin and her lawsuit continued to dominate public discourse. While the show's absence left a void in daytime television, attention remained firmly fixed on Sunny's personal and professional future. Speculation abounded about her next moves, with many wondering if she would attempt to appeal the $100 million verdict or seek other avenues to restore her reputation and financial standing. Sunny's legal team hinted at the possibility of an appeal, arguing that the judgment was excessive and riddled with procedural flaws. They contended that the amount awarded was punitive to an unreasonable degree, far exceeding any rational measure of damages. However, appeals in civil litigation can be lengthy and unpredictable, leaving Sunny's prospects uncertain. The immediate consequences of the verdict loomed large, as the staggering sum raised questions about her ability to pay, with speculation about potential bankruptcy or asset liquidation dominating headlines. For Sunny, the scandal not only tarnished her reputation, but also stripped her of the professional platform that had anchored her public identity. Without The View, she lost the daily visibility and influence that came with being a prominent television personality. In Hollywood, where scandal often renders individuals untouchable, opportunities for a fresh start seemed scarce. Some speculated that she might pivot to writing a memoir or pursuing speaking engagements, though her ability to rehabilitate her image remained in doubt. The scandal also sparked broader discussions within the entertainment industry about how to handle hosts embroiled in controversy. Critics questioned whether ABC could have managed the situation differently, suggesting that early intervention, such as encouraging Sunny to take a leave of absence, might have mitigated the fallout. Others pointed out that the secrecy and avoidance that characterized the network's approach only fueled public curiosity and intensified the backlash when the full scope of the scandal came to light. Meanwhile, public sentiment continued to diverge sharply. Some supporters argued that Sunny was a victim of guilt by association, dragged into legal trouble due to her husband's actions rather than her own. They framed her downfall as a cautionary tale about the dangers of public perception and the relentless scrutiny faced by media figures. On the other hand, critics viewed the scandal as a long overdue reckoning, evidence that even powerful and respected individuals are not immune to accountability when implicated in wrongdoing. The ripple effects of the scandal extended beyond Sunny and The View, triggering conversations about trust, integrity, and the role of media personalities in shaping public discourse. As the dust began to settle, one thing became clear. Sunny Hostin's fall from grace and the resulting cancellation of The View would remain a cautionary tale and a significant cultural moment, marking a dramatic end to an iconic chapter in television history. What are your thoughts on Sunny Hostin's legal troubles and the impact they've had on The View? Do you think ABC handled the situation appropriately, or could they have done more to save the show? Was Sunny a victim of circumstances, or does the court's verdict reflect deeper issues of accountability? We'd love to hear your perspective on this dramatic turn of events. Share your opinions in the comments below and join the conversation. If you enjoy exploring in-depth analyses of scandals, media controversies, and cultural moments, make sure to like this post and subscribe for more updates. Your engagement helps us continue bringing you the stories that matter most. Don't forget to share this with friends who followed The View. Let's keep the discussion going and uncover every angle together. Thanks for being part of the conversation.